Step 1. Oven, preheat, 375. Ah, the Remington 870. There isn't an agency in the United States that doesn't use these things in some capacity. From Coast Guard, to Border Patrol, to Army, to me, whatever. Everybody uses these damn things. This particular 870 used to belong to my grandfather, and was given to me a few years back. It is a Wingmaster, which you'd be able to tell if the shell carrier wasn't strapped to the side here. There's probably some other markings under this cheap heat shield sight. Some things I've done to this particular 870, the aforementioned shell carrier. One of the first things I did was picked up a junky 26-inch barrel, cut it to about 20 to fit with the magazine extension. I was going to have it drilled and tapped for just a bead sight, and my gunsmith died. So I haven't had a chance to really get that done yet, so I've been making do with one of these cheap heat shield ghost ring abominations. It gets me by, but that's about it. I did leave the original wood furniture on here, just because it is classy as all get out. This is my competition shotgun. Some of the things I like about it is, it's smooth. That is probably one of the smoothest shotgun actions that I have ever encountered. That's including other 870s. This thing is amazing. It's awesome. Stock from the factory, these come with a 4-round tube in them. I do have an extension on there. What's nice with that is I can just put shells in it for days. I like to wear gloves when I'm loading this or using it, because anybody who's ever used one of the silver-tongued 870s knows that sometimes they bite a little bit. So, gloves obviously will alleviate that. So, just load them up, get everything going in there. But like I said, this thing will take shells for days. What's also nice about these is that it's an incredibly modular platform. You can put any kind of stock you could want on this. You could put any kind of foregrip you want on this. There's a lot of options out there for sights. There's a lot of options out there for, well, I think that's about it, isn't it? But it's almost like the AR of the shotgun world. You dress it up however you want, and then you are good to go. Is that it? Oh, yeah, must be. Kind of the only things that I'm concerned about with this particular shotgun is I've got a big crack running almost the entire length of the forearm on this. I really don't want to swap out the wood on this thing, because it looks just dandy as all get out, but if it's just going to break, then that's just going to make me a sad boy. Like I said, this is just a cheap-ass ATI heat shield with ghost ring sights on it. I'll see if I can get this up here for you. It gets the job done, only so much, but it's a shotgun. You get the post in the ring, on the thing, squeeze, done. You do have a manual safety back here, but I don't know, honestly, if I have ever turned that thing on. You might be able to see that I've got some rust on the receiver, and then kind of on the barrel a little bit as well. We just bought this house, so it's been sitting in not the best storage, and it's been pretty wet lately. But we're here to talk partridge and partridge hunting, and this shotgun in its current configuration is in no way legal for partridge hunting. In the state of Michigan, I believe you can only have 3 or 4 shells in the tube, and that's in the gun, period. That's your magazine plus anything in the chamber. I'm not going to admit to anything, but I do have a fancy wooden dowel that lives in here to limit it down to the appropriate amount of shells if I'm not hunting on my family's property. This is pretty much the partridge shotgun. This is it. You could go with something semi-auto, but it just, I don't know, sport hunting with something like this feels so right in so many ways that I don't know how else to really put it. Big differences between the Wingmaster and the regular 870 is this is going to have a blued receiver, and then it's a satin finish on a walnut stock. I can only assume that this is a walnut stock because this is the original furniture on it. I can't wood spot by any means, so yeah, so it's pretty slick. You know, like I said, this belonged to my grandfather, and he handed it down to me a couple of years back. Made sure to keep everything so that I could put it back in its original configuration if I needed to. All right, well, I think our oven is preheated, so why don't we go and prep our bird, and we'll come back to this once we're done. Okay, so we're just gonna need a few things for this dish today. Not a whole lot in the way of ingredients. We just need a couple of lemons, some pepper, a bit of salt, and some rosemary. We're also gonna need our bird. The only issue I have is today I'm using a chicken, because I haven't been able to find any partridge yet. If I had, I usually can get 2 in this pan, but you want to have a roasting pan where they can fit in there pretty nice. So the first thing we're going to want to do is just get the stickers off of these things, and then what you want to do is just work them on your countertop. What that's going to do is kind of break apart the little juice capsules inside of here. I don't know what the hell the real word is for them, but then that just lets it all get a little bit juicier and a little bit better in that respect. So get that good, get that good. They will feel substantially softer than they did before. Then once that's done, you want to take something pointy, and we just want to put some holes in them to facilitate the drippage. Then they go in the hole. Just get them nice and deep. Second one, boom, 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 boom. You can use a fork for this if you'd like, but you know, I like getting it done. And there they go. Yeah. Then get our rosemary and drive that right in there. Another rosemary, and guess where that goes? Right up in there. And yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Come on now. Come on now. Then you want to take about half your salt and get that in there. Same story with your pepper. You could do these first if you'd like, but I've found that everything kind of mingles a little bit better. Give it a nice little shaky shake just to get everything worked up in there. Then what you can do is take the legs and twine them together to hold everything closed. Kind of a nifty trick is this fat right over here. Just give that a poke and just make a channel in there. And make sure there's a hole. And then what you can actually do is take the leg, put it in the hole. Like that. So then you don't have to twine it up. The second one's a little bit trickier because you gotta stretch it. Just gotta stretch it. Get that in there. Get the finger in. Cross the leg. Second one is always trickier than the first. But then, hot diggity damn, the whole thing is sealed up all nice like. Now, we just want to take our leftover seasoning and just give it a good old rubbing. Just rub, 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 rub. When you're roasting a bird, be it partridge, be it chicken, be it turkey, whatever, you don't need to just kill it with seasoning. You know, you stuff some shit inside of it, you put some salt on it, you put some pepper on it, and that's all it needs. Alright. And that's it. I told you it was going to be quick. This is a really nice preparation, especially for a game bird, because that lemon kind of tames that gaminess down a little bit. Basically, from here, it's just going to go into the oven basically, there's no time that you can attach to it. A lot of folks will say, oh, go like 15 minutes per pound or something like that. You cook to temperature. I always cook to temperature. I don't just go by time and say, oh, well, it's been in there for 20 minutes, so it must be done. Just put a thermometer into it, or just give the legs a stick. If the juice runs clear, typically that means it's safe. Otherwise, stick it with like a meat thermometer. You're looking for 180 degrees. So, still got some salt on here. So we're just gonna rub. And then we just gotta put a lid on this thing and stick it in the oven. But first, wash your damn hands. Whenever you're working with a bird, partridge, chicken, turkey, again, whatever, wash your hands after you touch it every single time, because you're gonna get all kinds of grubby shit on here. So I'm gonna go wash my hands, and we're gonna stuff this bitch in the oven. Woo! All right, we've got an oven up to 375. I got a covered up bird right here. Let's get it on. You want to leave it covered, like I said, wait till that shit hits 180. What you can do is after it comes up to temperature, put it back in uncovered, just let it crisp up a little bit. We want to leave it covered so we don't have to baste it every 20 minutes or so. Okay, now that we've got that in the oven, let's continue. Partridge hunting up here in Michigan is a pretty big deal. A lot of folks do it. It kind of just gets lumped in with your small game license. And that gets you, a lot of birds, a lot of little critters, basically everything but deer, and other big stuff. For me personally, this points really, really well. Get it right in the shoulder. The wood furniture adds enough heft to this thing where, recoil is not terrible. I mean, it's what you expect out of a 12 gauge, but it's not unmanageable by any means. Length of pull is real nice too. I'm a really tall guy, but this fits really nice. I'll just throw a picture up so you can kind of see the fit of it. But it just, you got your little groovy grooves right in the stock, and I mean that just fits just like a damn glove. I mean, just perfect. This in my opinion is probably the perfect shotgun. And, oh, hello. Huh. That's why you always check this, kids, because you never know. You never know if you've got them all out or not. You never know. You never know. Just for everything. If you want to hunt, it'll do it. Competitively, it's not going to set any records or burn down any courses by any means. I'm right up there with other folks that are competing. So it's, admittedly, shotgun is not my strong suit, but this definitely gets the job done whenever I need it to. All right, we've had the bird in the oven for a little while now. Why don't we go check in on it? Must pay tribute to dog. Does this please you? Does this please you, dog? Does this please you? Does this please you? Please, tell me. Give me a sign. Tell me anything. Tell me anything. What? What is it? Look at me. Why won't you look at me? What have I done to anger you? Look at me. Look at me, dog. Look at me. Lola. Lola. No. 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 That's a bird. Check temp of bird. Whoop. Bingo. It's bird time. So as you can see, I've already torn apart a leg and half the breast, so that should be a pretty good indicator of what I'm thinking of this. The chicken stayed real nice and moist through cooking. The lemon comes through really, really well. You can pick up some of that rosemary as well. Salt, pepper, kind of it all comes together. It's really good. If we had a partridge to cook for this, the lemon kind of subdues that gamey taste a bit, and I don't really know how to describe what exactly what gamey tastes like. It's one of those things where if you've had it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But the freshness of the lemon just really kind of cuts into that. But this stayed really moist. It's a real solid recipe. It's stupid easy to make. It takes like no time at all. Hardest part is getting birds. And I couldn't. So I'm just gonna be upset and eat. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. If you've got any suggestions or any kind of comments, just feel free to leave them. Otherwise, we'll have something up in the next couple of weeks. Lola. Lola, come here. Lola, come here. Toby? Toby want to try? What do you think? Do you like it, Toby? Do you like it, Toby? Do you want to try, Lola? Come on, Lola. All right, we got an oven up to 375. I got a covered up bird right here. Let's get it on. Son of a bitch.